I'm Charles Babb. This is Scott Hamiliton with Spirituality and Sports. Scott, talk about those God-scheduled moments. Because you use that.
God-scheduled opportunities.
God-scheduled opportunities. What is a God-scheduled opportunity that's in front of you right now?
A lot of people call it a coincidence.
Yeah, not a coincidence.
No, there's
not to me.
But the thing is I always thought there were all these coincidences, right? It's like, wow, that was weird how that happened. And isn't that funny how I meet Tracy in Memphis? I thought she was a date of my friend Tony. Right. Find out, months later, I meet her in Memphis. I'm in LA. Tony and I are talking. He says, no, we're just friends. And it's funny you should ask about her because she's moving to LA this week. And it's like, okay, that's a coincidence. There's all these coincidences. You just happen to
get adopted by a mother who would give up just about anything for you, and a father too. Not to ever play short shrift to your father. He gave up everything to. You just happened to be in Bowling Green. I just happened to be like giving my parents were taking a day off by putting me on an ice arena that was just built the year before. The doctor just happened to say, send Scott. Let him go.
Kids,
it's not gonna bother.
Yeah, just all these things just happen, and I look back and I just look at how it all kind of like strings together, and it's kind of like, I am so unworthy of all of this, and It's just extraordinary that, when you have those aha moments, right? Mm-hmm. I was going to church, and Ken wasn't preaching that Sunday because he was traveling. And so he asked Jim Gash, who was a legal professor at Pepperdine, to give the sermon. And he stood up and he goes, full disclosure, I have no idea why Ken asked me to do this. But, it's one of those things where I've been to church 1,000 times. I remember this one probably more than any other. And he said, he talked about his daughter and the loss of his wife and how they have these little, these things that they do, which are really wonderful. And then he started talking about how he's really trained his mind to ignore the idea of coincidence and to look at things more as a God-scheduled opportunity. Right. And it was like, that's it. It's God-scheduled. Everything's God-scheduled. And if you pay attention, you realize that, all the people that are in your path, either they're serving you or you're serving them or you're serving each other. It's not just these accidental happenings or meetings or anything else. And all those little things, it's like you spill coffee all over your shirt so you're, 10 minutes late to get to the office. Did that just save my life? All those things. Yeah. So I don't question stuff like I used to. I'm sniffing 60. It's all good. I got all this learned experience where I can draw and go, okay. Squire Rushnell, do you know Squire? He wrote the book God Winks. Okay, so God winks are when, it's like the God scheduled opportunity, right? It's just when it's God just sort of showing up. So he sent me his book to LA and I went to the wrong place and I never got it. I never even heard of him, right? So I'm eating down here, just down the street about, 2 miles. And I just go in there for lunch every now and then and just read the paper and enjoy a lunch, right? And this man walks up and he goes, did you get my book? And I go, no. And he goes, well, I'm Squire Rushnell. And I go, oh, nice to meet you. And he goes, well, I sent you a book. Did you get it? And I go, no. And he goes, that is so strange. And it's really so strange because my wife and I just happened to be in Nashville and we decided to go for a drive and we just happened to be in this restaurant and I just happened to have sent my book to you last month. And can I give you my book? I love it. So we ended up sitting I sat at their table for, maybe an hour and just wore them out. And it was really one of those things where what his book is and what it means and what it does is exactly what happened in that moment. Nashville is not a small place, and he was nowhere near for his meetings or for what he was doing, and we just happened to end up in the same place. So that's kind of one example. But, I look at, just happened to be, I meet this this gentleman through another friend of a friend of my, management, who just happened to be able to put me with the right person that allowed that any fertility to happen, during my brain tumor number 1, that allowed for Max to be born. It's just all those things just happened to, this person knew this person who knew that person who connected me to that person, and boom. So there's so much about this that I don't question. It's just, and it's funny how it now when someone crosses your path, you take the time and you just say, yeah, I'm fine. Let's talk. Let's hang out. And it's kind of great. It's way better than just going, I'm really busy, I gotta go. It's like, nah, what's going on? I love it. It's just a better way to live.